What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Best Fat Wreck album bracket. This is part 8, and we're recording this fast. So, you know, we got Hudson Valley hardcore legend Mr. Lewis, and from Dying Scene, Dylan, aka Screeching Bottle Rocket. As you can see, we have a stacked bracket today. This is part 1 of 2, so 16 total albums. So make sure you stay tuned for the full 20 minutes because the other bracket's pretty good as well, guys. But let's get straight into this. You know the rules, 2 votes to move on. Up first, we got the Lillingtons, Stella Sapiente, going against Morning Glory, War Psalms. Lewis, I think you have the most stake in the game on this one here, so what's your pick going to be?
Yeah, so this is a tough choice for me. War Psalms was the Morning Glory record I didn't really love until this past year when I kind of reappraised it and I really love it again. But I also kind of gave Stella Sapiente a really good listen as well, and I love that album. So I'm going to approach this as objectively as possible, despite my long history of loving Morning Glory. I'm going to have to pick the Lillington Stella Sapiente. It's a sick album. I love it. I love the darkness of it. I love the little pop-punk infused elements of it. It's such an interesting record. Sorry, Morning Glory. Lillington's got to move on.
Wow, okay. I thought I was going to be the tiebreaker here. Dylan, what do you think on these two?
Lillington's, the album as a whole is just more cohesive, and it doesn't have any bad songs. I can name a few not so great songs on the Morning Glory album. I can name some good songs too, like that Punk's Not Dead, I Am, or whatever it is. Standard Issue, my favorite Morning Glory song, but the Lillingtons album as a whole is better.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep. If you guys just watched our Teenage Bottle Rocket Lillington's tier list, you'll know this is my favorite album in that whole family of bands, so it was a lock. I'm very nervous at the other two, looking it straight in the eye on the other side, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. My will be done in the we've got 2 more really, really heavy hitters. In my opinion, the best album by both bands. Propagandhi, Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes, and Frenzal, Rhomb, Smoko at the Pet Food Factory. Dylan, I'll give this one to you first. I think I know where you're going, but let's hear it, man. What's it going to be?
I don't really like Propagandhi. I'm sorry. I really don't. Back to the Motor League is pretty good, yeah, but I just can't get into them really, man. I don't know what it is, but this is my second favorite Frenzal Rhomb album, I think, or third favorite. I don't know. There's this one, Meet the Family, and High Vis are all like God tier. So yeah, I'm going Frenzal Rhomb. I love this album.
All right, Lewis, what about you?
I mean, I think you know what I'm going to say here. So, I mean, this is like the Propagandhi album that changed their entire trajectory as a band. Totally changed up their sound from what they were kind of doing. The more straightforward punk rock, ska infused stuff became this super technical band. You kind of see the hints of it here. What a good record. Totally disagree with Dylan. It's like one of the best records of our childhood that came out for sure. No offense against Frenzal Rhomb. I'm going to have to give this one to Propagandhi, Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes. I feel like it's going to lose because John had Frenzal Rhomb in his top 5 for the year, but they will be one of my saves when we get to the end, John. So if you still don't feel that bad. So. Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying, like, I hate a lot of these matches we've been getting where it's just, like, bands against, like, Snuff and Tilt and Wizzo when we get there. And then we get something like this, and I'm like, maybe I wish that this was, like, Today's Empires against some random Snuff album. But, you know, here we are. The tough decisions have to be made eventually. Like I said, I love Back to the Motor League. It's my favorite Propagandhi song, and this is my favorite record by them. But Smoko is like it was top 10 of all time, my all-time favorite record. So Smoko is getting the W here. Lewis, I'm glad you're using a save on Propagandhi, because that's a big one to go down in the first round. All right, moving along here, we've got No Use for a Name, Making Friends, and this is probably my favorite Strung Out album, Transmission Alpha Delta. I'm gonna risk some cred here because I know how well revered this No Use album is, but it's not one of my personal favorites by them. So I'm going with this Strung Out album. It's one of the most slept on albums in the Fat catalog. Everybody knows Twisted by Design and Another Day in Paradise, but this is the best one. I think Animal and the Machine is a great track. A couple others on there, absolute bangers. They reinvented themselves on this one. So my vote, Strung Out. Lewis, I'll pass it to you. I think I know where you're going. I don't know if we're going to need Dylan's tiebreaker. Well, let's see. What's it going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a reputation now of not liking No Use, but this is actually a pretty tough decision for me because I do like this No Use record, but I think you're right. I am picking the Strung Out record. This is one of the ones that I really appreciate. I think I rated it pretty highly when we did it, so yeah, I'm just going to get the plus sign for me. I'm curious what Dylan has to say, considering he's a big Strung Out fan. So.
Yeah, let's hear it, Dylan.
This is tough. I really like both albums a lot for different reasons. I like the No Use album more than Leche Con Carne, personally. I think this is a better album a little bit. But yeah, Strung Out, this is their last great album currently. Hopefully the new one is can recover from the Horse album's misdeeds. But yeah, this is an excellent Strung Out album. It took a little time to grow on me, but I think it's among their best work, so we'll go with Strung Out.
I'm checking in now. On these last two matchups, I just want to see what the Discord did, just because they're really tough ones. So let's take a look.
They're going to be disappointed another No Use album lost.
Yeah, No Use.
This is worth saving, though. I would consider this one.
Yeah, No Use by a landslide from what I'm seeing. Actually, 9 people had No Use going all the way to the end in this episode.
The upset.
And then let's see. It looks like almost an even split from what I'm seeing for Smoko in Today's Empires. But yeah, there was not a lot of love for Transmission on there. So we'll move along to the last part of this first round in this bracket. We've got Lagwagon Hang against Me First and the Gimme Gimme's Take a Break. My favorite Me First album, which I think is a hot take, but it is what it is. Dylan, I'll give this one to you first. What are your thoughts here on this matchup?
It's not that tough. Yeah. I'm a pretty big stickler for production. I really don't like the drum sound on Hang. It sounds really compressed and weird, so it makes it hard to listen to. And I think it's better than it's better than Railer by far.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty weak Lagwagon album in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Lagwagon still though. I don't like this Me First album that much.
All right, Lewis. I know you disagree with Dylan's takes on the Lagwagon album. Is it safe to say that's where you're going?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree because I think this is by far the best Lagwagon album. So I know that would definitely be a hot take, but I love this record. I don't care if the drums sound compressed. I can listen to this album all the way through, and I don't think I can say that about any other Lagwagon album. So this album is fantastic. So it's getting the W for me.
All right, decisions coming here, guys, because we're gonna break this down to 2 now, and we have 2 of the best albums that Fat's released in the last 10 years in my opinion. Lillington's Stella Sapiente going against Strung Out Transmission Alpha Delta. Lewis, you're going first here. What are your thoughts?
Lillington's all day. This album, I love Stella Sapiente. Lillington's really got hot with me this year. I never really gave them a fair shake over the years, heard them sporadically, but man, I really love them now. I really love this record. So yeah, I'm going Stella.
All right, Dylan, what's it going to be?
We'll keep it interesting, so I'm going to go with Transmission Alpha Delta. It's just the Lillington's album is fantastic, but the Strung Out album is a lot more exciting, in my opinion.
I can't argue that. I'm pondering here. So it's been a very busy work week. I didn't go and think about these. I was just going to do them on the fly. God damn. I think the best songs on Transmission are better than the best songs on Stella. I think there's more like standout tracks where Stella kind of has a feel throughout.
Nowheresville, Tesla, Spanish Days, Rats in the Walls.
Damn.
Coin flip it, John.
Who'd the server vote for?
I'm gonna default to the Discord. I assume it's gonna be Stella just because we know that Transmission didn't even get that much love in the first round. But let's just confirm. Oh wow. So it's actually tied. It's 2-2. Only 2 people had Stella advance and only 2 people had Transmission. I'm gonna go Stella Sapiente on this one.
Damn, I was lobbying hard for Strung Out too, man.
If I had to sit down and listen to one of these albums like right now, I would pick Stella, just because it's such a unique sounding album, and I think Transmission is like an updated version of Twisted by Design. I love them both. I might save, if Dylan doesn't save it, I might save it, but for now it's going to be Stella. And we'll move on to this other tough matchup. Smoko at the Pet Food Factory. It's a mouthful. Against Hang, which is not a mouthful. Lewis, I'll let you go first again. I have an idea how this is going to shake out, but let's hear your argument for what I assume is going to be Hang.
Yeah, maybe if it was Smoko at the Pet Poo Factory, I would select it. No, don't get me wrong. This Frenzal album is good. I mean, I definitely don't have the affinity for them that you guys do. I know it's like one of your top bands, so don't get it twisted that I don't like them. But man, I know Dylan says it's weak, and I already kind of shit on him about it, but I really love Hang. Like, I think this is one of the best punk albums that came out in the past few years. So that would be my vote. I know it's not going to advance, but a boy can dream. So let's see what you guys have to say.
All right, Dylan, am I safe to assume that we are getting our 5th Frenzal album out of in our top, what's going to be 32?
Aussie. Oi, we're going Frenzal Rhomb. Go Frenzal go. We're going all the way to the finish line.
I just hope we need some Frenzal versus Frenzal action, or this is gonna be like it's gonna be all Frenzal and Swingin' Utters for some reason. Also is extremely well represented in the bracket so far. But yeah, I'm happy with these two. I'm gonna use a save on Transmission. So far, my other save was Copyrights Alone in the Dome. So these two are going to move on. We're going to take a brief pause and shuffle the board and get the next 8 albums put up here. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Pleased to meet you. Welcome to the dictatorship retirement camp. A place for insane autocrats running out of time. A NOFX state action.
right, second half of the bracket is loaded up here. Another great matchup right off the bat, and both of them have the word great in it, so it's very fitting. We have the Lawrence Arms, the greatest story ever told, against the Flatliners, the Great Awake. Lewis, which great album are you going to vote for here?
So, yeah, I kind of reappraised The Great Awake this week because I hadn't listened to it in a really long time. And I know that you and I really love Destroy to Create, right? I mean, that album, when we first heard that, and that was before they came to Fat Wreck. I mean, this is a fantastic Lawrence Arms record, and I'm probably going to have to give the W to that, mostly because while I think The Great Awake is a really good record, I felt like when I first listened to it, I was kind of disappointed because their sound had changed so much and I didn't love it. And I still kind of have that feeling, even though it sounds like the rest of their work. So I'm giving it to The Greatest Story Ever Told. I love it. I love that album. So
interesting. Yeah, I couldn't tell where you were going with that. It was fluctuating which album was going to get picked.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm all over the place.
No, it's good. It was like a little, the suspense was building throughout. And Dylan, where are you going here?
I'm going to contrast Lewis's very suspenseful reply with a simple answer. The Flatliners. This is an excellent album. The Lawrence Arms album's pretty good too, but it's not like a top 3 Lawrence Arms album for me. It's just got a bunch of pretty good songs. It doesn't have a signature song, which the Flatliners album does. It has Eulogy.
I don't know. It's got the Ramblin' Boys. That's a good song. All right.
Yeah.
You're not changing my mind, Lewis. The Flatliners, lock it in.
Yeah. I'm 100% on board with The Great Awake. I really like this album, especially Eulogy. That's one of those songs that just like it has a feel to it. The emotion. Yeah, it's totally a tearjerker.
You will always be remembered. You will be celebrated.
The Great Awake for me. Love the album. It's moving on. So let's hit matchup number 2 here. I feel like the 8th Swingin' Utters album we've talked about, which is crazy because we're going to get the first Bottle Rocket album very soon. Going against Avail, their second record we've done, One Wrench. Dylan, how do you feel about these two records here?
Mostly indifferent, if I'm being completely honest. I never really got into Avail. I feel like they're one of those bands where their regional appeal is... I mean, people just are really into their local band. They want to support them when they get big. So Avail is Virginia's band or wherever the fuck they're from. Swingin' Utters, I mean, they have some good records. This one is a mid-period Swingin' Utters album, and it kind of meshes with everything else they released in the last 15 years, probably, except for Here Under Protest, which I really like. So we'll go Avail. I mean, I don't know. Coin flip in my brain.
All right. Lewis, what about you?
Yeah, I don't have much to say about these either. Both are kind of a snooze fest, but the Avail record's going to slightly edge it out. So I'm going to give it to the Avail. Like Dylan said, I'm not a huge Avail fan, but, they're cool. So
it's like one of the few bands where I feel like people think they dropped off once they signed to Fat. Like those first 3 Lookout albums are the ones I always hear people talk about. And yeah, it's Richmond, Virginia. They go crazy for their Avail. These are both mid, like Dylan said, mid albums. I don't really feel that good about either one of them, but you could see with what it's going against soon, and so the writing's on the wall for either one of them.
Have you ever been kicked when you're already down?
We'll move on. The very first Teenage Bottle Rocket album that we're doing, Somehow, episode 8, and it is a cover album. Stealing the covers, going against Leftover Crack and Citizen Fish, Deadline. There's one song on this Bottle Rocket album, the RoboCop is a Half-Breed Sellout, that I really like, and that is one more than I like on this split. So I'm going with the Teenage Bottle Rocket cover album. Lewis, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't rank this one when we did Bottle Rocket, and I'm happy we didn't because I actually listened to it on my free time. I didn't really like this record too much. I don't really have much to say positively about Leftover Crack or Citizen Fish either here. Although I think I like this record more than you do, and I like a few of the songs, and I like Citizen Fish songs as well on it, even though the Leftover Crack ones are pretty mediocre. I think Bottle Rocket's going to advance, so I'm going to give it to Leftover Crack, Citizen Fish, just so it gets one vote. So.
All right, Dylan, it comes down to you. So Dylan, guys, is a big New York crack rock steady fan. So I know this decision is weighing heavy on him. What's it going to be?
I like Leftover Crack. I think Citizen Fish blows fucking cock, though, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, I don't know. This is like picking between your two least favorite kids. Which one is your least? Bottle Rocket.
Going with the cover album.
I like Citizen Fish.
I can't get into them at all. I'd never have been able.
I mean, I don't love them, but I like a couple of their records. They're easy listening.
I want to go back to Crazy Taxi we mentioned before. I think they had on one Crazy Taxi game they had Citizen Fish songs, and I removed them from the selected songs to play.
Oh damn!
Because I was fucking tired of hearing them.
All right, all right. Well, let's move on to the last part. We got Me First and the Gimme Gimmes are a drag. Going against NOFX. Wolves in Wolves Clothing. I feel like, Lewis, you're going to be the most familiar with... I can't remember which songs are on this Me First album. Is this the country
one? This one is the one with the show tunes.
This is the show tunes. Okay, we always get them mixed up on the channel. Yeah. What's it going to be here for you?
Yeah, this one... Yeah, this is a good record. I think this is the one with... what's it called? Science Fiction Double Feature, right? I believe is on the track list of this one. So this is probably one of my preferred Me First albums. But I mean, come on. I mean, Half of Wolves is a really excellent record. So I'm going to have to give it to that. I mean, I love everything on Wolves besides the 7-inch of the Month Club stuff. That was like comprised half the record, but the rest of it's really awesome. So yeah, Wolves for me.
All right, Dylan, am I safe to assume you are also going Wolves?
Yeah, I think this is a very overlooked album, though I've heard more people talk about it in recent years. Yeah, definitely NOFX on this one. You got Triple Rock, The Man I Killed, Getting High in the Down Low. I mean, there's a lot of great songs on this album.
USA Holes. So it's a cool Unusual Punishment's another good one. Yeah, that's obviously my vote too. That Wolves had the most votes of any album in this entire episode. So it was a Discord pick too.
The one question still remains, how much more art can we take? I'll let you know when the medication wears off.
Now, I think these final two is pretty cut and dry. It's going to be Great Awake and Wolves. Are you guys on?
Yeah.
Are you guys on board?
We're not great at building suspense with these.
I mean, this is a no-brainer. I was on the fence about Great Awake, so of course I'm going to say it's better than this crappy cover album. So yeah.
Well, we had suspense in the first part. So, guys, this is the fastest we've ever done it, which is awesome. Do you want to get episodes 9 and 10 sorted, or do we just want to have a nice short episode for once?
Let's just do it. Spin the wheel.
I'll do the announcing.
All right, so we got the albums loaded in the bracket. I always leave some on, so this may be the first attempt of many, but let's see how it goes. 3, 2, 1.
All right, so guys, coming up in our next rounds here, we got Strung Out, Another Day in Paradise versus None More Black, This Is Satire. We're going with Useless ID, The Lost Broken Bones versus NOFX's double album, John and I's album of the year. Then we have Snuff, Potatoes and Melons, Wholesale Prices, Straight from the Lockup, my favorite record, versus The Loved Ones, Keep Your Heart. Not an incredible record at all. I don't know who's going to win that one. Then we have Snuff with some long name there versus Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, Are We Not Men, We Are Diva. versus Strung Out, Exile and Oblivion, an excellent record, versus Joey Kate, Stitch Puppy. I got to listen to that one. We got the Real Mackenzies, our seminal favorite, the Two Devils Will Talk, versus American Steel, Deal Friends, and Gentle Hearts. Number 7, we got Chris Presswell, 1 Week Record versus Bracket, Novelty Forever Bracket, coming back again. We got the Cobra Skulls, Agitations versus Smoke or Fire, Above the City. So that's one episode. Do we want to hit the other one too?
Yeah, that is not a great episode. So let's see if this next one fares any better.
Yeah.
All right, so start.
So here we go. We got Propagandhi, Less Talk More Rock, one of my favorite albums of all time, versus Gaddy's Punk Rock Steady, another record I really love. We got Bracket again, Too Old to Die Young versus Teenage Bottle Rocket, Stay Rad. I think Dylan's favorite Bottle Rocket record, if I remember. Anti-Flag, The Terror State, another Elephant in the Room versus Western Addiction, Tremulous. We got the Scorpios, 1 Week Record versus the Bomb Pops, Fear of Missing Out. We got a little FOMO going. 13, we got Lagwagon, Double Platinum versus Home Street Home, NOFX soundtrack from the shit musical thing. We got Joey Kate, Bad Loud Volume 1 versus NOFX Self-Entitled, another killer NOFX record, versus Dead to Me, Moscow Penny Ante versus Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, Love Their Country, actually a record I like. Lagwagon, Blaze, a heavy hitter versus Joey Kate, 1 Week Record. That's it. Okay.
We could probably do those two in one episode. I did not see a lot of tough matchups. I don't know about you guys. I think we could do that in one. What do you think?
The Real Mackenzies have a fighting chance.
Yeah, they do.
I really love that Punk Rock Steady record. That's a hard pick for me, to be honest, but
it'll
be good ones.
Man, that She cover is so good. The She cover is amazing. Yeah. And Nation States is on there too, right? It is,
right? And it's from the album that it came from. It's pretty funny. So, yeah.
All right. So, guys, if you want to vote on those matchups, they will be posted in the Discord in the next couple days. Actually, probably right around the time this video goes up. So there'll be a link to the Discord down below. And as always, guys, make sure you subscribe, like the channel, comment how bad we screwed up, because in the Discord, you're going to have a chance to save one of the albums that we nixed today. So if you're a big Greatest Story or Today's Empires fan, make sure and voice your displeasure in the Discord, because we will somehow be tallying those up. Hopefully Urgoth is up for that challenge too. He's helped us out with everything else so far. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you all next time.